called Strangers Again. We don't have it. You know, they say it's not brain surgery. It is brain surgery. So in any case, I'll tell you what I have on it, and then you can go online and get it, please. It came out September 18th. It's a duets album. It started because of my friend Ari Hest, whom I had recorded with in my Irish show for the Metropolitan. We went to, a bunch of us, including Russell, of course, and my manager, my husband, and Ari, and a whole bunch of wonderful artists, Irish singers and players. We went to the Castle Dromoland in County Clare, and Ari was with me, and we sang one of his songs. And then, because he'd been opening for me at times, I looked back through his discography, and I found a song called Strangers Again, which just totally blew my mind. I thought it was... So I said to him, you know, I'd really like to sing this before Diana Ross gets her hands on it. I just love this song. So I called a bunch of friends. I called guys only. I just called guys. It was fun. And I called Jeff Bridges. He was here last time we were here. Remember? My granddaughter was here, and he was here. One of his, I think it was a neighbor, I don't think it was a relative, a young woman, young girl, she was like 14 or 15, and she was my opener that night, and he'd come to give her support. Anyway, he's an angel. I've known him for a long, long, long time. And I knew, of course, that he'd won an Academy Award for Crazy Heart, and so I called him, I said, wouldn't you like to sing Crazy Heart with me on this duets album? He said, no. He said, no, I want to sing. What I want to sing with you is a song from Candide called Make Our Garden Grow. And I said, that's interesting. I didn't know Candide. I should have, but I didn't. Something I never heard really. Or I heard it and hadn't really paid attention. Then I called Jackson Brown. I called Willie Nelson. I called Jimmy Buffett and Don McLean, and I called Glenn Hansard and Michael McDonald, and they all said yes. So it's an album of duets with these guys, and they're just wonderful, all of them professional. I have a couple of youngsters, not as well known, a Norwegian named Thomas Dybdahl, wonderful artist. San Francisco singer named B. Beeman, who sang on Hallelujah. I was about to get that song into my repertoire of Leonard's. I've recorded everything else of Leonard's. So, and while I was sort of tooling around through the songs, you know, I wanted to record, for instance, I Think It's Gonna Rain Today was Randy, Randy knew it, because I was the first one to record it. I got it into my hands, it fell into my hands in 1966 before he knew that he was going to be a songwriter and singer. You know, he thought he was going to write films like all of his relatives. And when I recorded it was on my sixth album in my life. And it was a big song for me. And it changed his life, you know. He said, oh, okay, I think I'll put it out too. And I wanted to do a duet with him. He said, no, it's so embarrassing to try to sing with you. I can't sing at all. But I had heard a song of his in his musical called Faust, which I'd never heard, called I'll Take It With, It Feels Like Home. And I was talking to Jackson Brown. He said, I want to sing that one. That is a great song. So I had all these wonderful songs, and this song kind of showed up in my computer, and I printed it out. And I didn't know where it had come from. I have a fan who's been to 90-some odd concerts, about 95 of my shows since 2012. She travels by bus, by the way, for the most part. She lives in New York. And she makes me feel like the Grateful Dead, you know, every time. So I was poking around trying to find out who sent me this song by Dave Carter. And And she finally said, I sent it to you. I didn't know who Dave Carter was. I don't know if you do. Ever hear of him? Somebody has. Didn't know him. I missed him. Of course, Joan Baez knew him. Joan Baez, who discovered silk when the rest of us thought it was polished cotton. So I called Willie and I said, I found this great song. He said, I know Dave Carter. He said, I want to sing it with you. So Willie Nelson has brought me to a lot of things happened with this album. I didn't think anything would happen with it. It's all over the place, including I was charting on Billboard and #1 on Amazon. And because of Willie and this song, I've been #1 on the Bluegrass channel. Never happened to me before. Dave died a few years ago, so he is not here with us, but his spirit is certainly with us. And adorn the sky beside me when I go. Do not worry for my comfort, do not sorrow for me so. All your diamond tears will rise up and adorn the sky beside me when I go. Oh. My father always promised us that we would live in France. We'd go boating on the Seine, and I would learn to dance. We lived in Ohio then. He worked in the mines. On his dreams like boats, we knew we would sail in time. All my sisters soon were gone to Denver and Cheyenne, marrying their grown-up dreams, the lilacs and the men. They stayed behind, the youngest did, only danced alone. The colors of my father's dreams were fading, fading without a sign. Oh, good. I did this last night too. I don't know what's the matter with me. Well, you know, everybody takes life on its terms in their own ways, I think. I had the good fortune to make the first recording of Stephen Sondheim's to become a top 10 hit, which you probably know. He sent me a note in whatever it was, saying, "Dear Judy, thanks for giving me my first top 10 hit." And of course I've been entranced with his music ever since, and I'm going to do 2 songs from an upcoming special that I'm doing. I'm doing a concert on May the 8th in Denver at the Betcher Auditorium, and it's with an orchestra, and it's called Love Letter to Stephen Sondheim. And I'm doing all kinds of songs from his incredible musicals. You know, when he was born in 1930, and I was born in 1939, and of course the year that I was born, The Wizard of Oz came out, and my mother later said to me that I was named after Judy Garland. Very nice. My father said, no, I named you after Judith, the queen in the Bible, who cut off the head of Holofernes. So I've always felt I had a challenged sort of existence in a way. Don't know what to do. No, there's a term for that, which you all know, and I'm not going to say on the stage. So when he was 9, and I was born in 1939, he went to a performance of a musical called Very Warm for May. It was written by Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein Jr. From that musical, there he was, 9 years old, dressed in his little suit with his parents who were still together, and he heard, "You are the breathless kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the promised hush of evening that lingers on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights the star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that feeling tomorrow, when all the things you are. So, his father and his mother divorced soon after, and he had a terrible relationship with his mother, and she moved to Doylestown, Pennsylvania with him. No wonder. Didn't go very well after that, and she said some very brutal things about him, actually, which he talks about in his theatrical performances. And he went to the George School in Doylestown, and there he ran into Oscar Hammerstein Jr.'s son, and they became like best buddies. In fact, so best buddies that the Hammerstein family adopted Sondheim. He went to live with them, and he stayed there until he was in his late teens, early 20s. He says he learned everything he ever knew, of course, from Oscar Hammerstein Jr. You can get an advanced DVD of this show that I'm doing, May 8th, from something called pledgemusic.com. And it's all organized, so all you do is go to it and get your DVD arranged to be sent promptly after we finish filming it. And I want to sing you 2 songs, one from Into the Woods, which you probably know better now because of the movie, which you probably, well, I'm going to take my great-grandson to it. And the other one, which I'm crazy about, is from Anyone Can Whistle. You know, the first thing he did when he came back from California, he came out here and he wrote 36 episodes of Topper. And then he went home and he got his first musical job on Broadway was Leonard Bernstein writing the words to West Side Story. Yes, Bernstein for some reason forgot to pay him. However, the next job he got was with Julie Stein, who paid him to write the words to Gypsy. So he must have felt encouraged by this finally. And so his first musical on his own, maybe he wrote Funny Thing Happened first. Did he write that first? Funny Thing Happened on the way to the Forum, in which there's a peculiar song. Don't know how to say it, but there's something about a war. Mere words cannot convey it, but there's something about a war. It's noisy and it's crowded and you have to stay in line. But there's something about a war that's divine. That's one of the songs from. So the second song we're going to sing you is from Anyone Can Whistle, which came next. And Anyone Can Whistle closed after 11 performances, but we still know the song, and we still know the story, and we still go to performances of Anyone Can Whistle.